Rock and roll, almost. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Anaheim Elementary School District February 15th Board Meeting. I am AESD Board President Jackie Philbeck, and I call this meeting to order at 5 p.m. This meeting is being conducted in person and by means of live video broadcast on our Anaheim Elementary YouTube channel for members of the public. Para español, puede conectarse por teléfono de la siguiente manera. Llame al 304-518-4075. Cuando se le pida, introduzca el PIN 975-722-408 y la tecla numeral. Any member of the public has an opportunity to address the board in person during the agendized public comment sessions, or they may choose to submit their public comments online by 12 p.m. or in person by 6:30 p.m. today. Comments submitted online will be read during the appropriate agendized public comment session. Let's begin with the board roll call. To my far right, Board Member Juan G. Alvarez.
Present.
Board Member Mark A. Lopez.
Present.
Board Member Dr. Paulo Magalas.
Here.
Board Clerk Ryan A. Relis.
Here.
And I am Board President Jackie Philbeck. Our public speakers for closed session agenda items, I don't believe there are no public speakers for closed session items that were received as of 12 p.m. today. So we will adjourn to closed session. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There was no discussion, correct? All in favor, thank you. And so we will adjourn to closed session. What was that? Good evening. Welcome to the Anaheim Elementary School District, February 15th board meeting. I am AESD Board President Jackie Philbeck, and I call this meeting to order at 6:30 p.m. This meeting is being conducted in person and by means of live video broadcast on our Anaheim Elementary YouTube channel for members of the public. Spanish interpretation of the board meeting is available to attendees. Para español, puede conectarse por teléfono de la siguiente manera. Llame al 304-518-4065. Cuando se le pida, introduzca el PIN 975-722-408 y la tecla numeral. Let's begin with the flag salute, and I have Tiffany Wu from Stoddard, a 6th grade student who is going to lead us. Tiffany, you want to come on up?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Tiffany. All right, introductions and roll call. To my far left, Juan G. Alvarez,
Good evening, everybody.
Mark A. Lopez,
Good evening.
Dr. Paulo Magalas,
Hey, everybody. Good evening.
Ryan A. Relis, who is our board clerk, and I'm Jackie Philbeck, your board president. To my left, our superintendent, Dr. Christopher Downing,
Good evening, everyone.
our assistant superintendent of educational services, Dr. Mary Grace,
Hello and welcome.
assistant superintendent of human resources is Dina Melland,
Good evening.
our assistant superintendent of administrative services, Jesse Chavarria.
Hi, everyone.
Back over to my right, Senior Director of School Safety and Operations, Tracy Golden,
Good evening, everyone.
and our Senior Administrative Assistant, Yesenia Ureno.
Good evening, everybody.
In the back, we have our interpreters, Jasmine, Anaya, and Mary Madrigal. In the way back, hi, ladies. Our technology support technician over here on my left, we could not live without her, Janice Cato. And our media production specialists in the back, Brian Brooks and Benjamin Hausman. Okay, report of closed session actions taken. In closed session, the board voted 5-0 to appoint employee number 021-52023-05 to the position of Expanded Learning Opportunities Program, ELOP, Administrator. Now we are on to the adoption of the agenda. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Any discussion, board members? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? Okay. Next, our special order of business. Kindness Badge Art Contest Student Winners. And I'd like to invite Laura Houston, our teacher on special assignment, up to the microphone.
Laura Houston, and I'm a teacher on special assignment, and I work in the Office of Curriculum and Instruction. And this year, we had our first ever Kindness Badge Art Contest. And can you put it in? Share. I don't know if I'm getting feedback. So this was our first ever, and it was open to transitional kindergarten through 6th grade, and the students had the task of designing a badge that they thought that their peers might like to wear. And we had about 1,000 students participate this first year, and we have one winner from each grade level. And they were chosen not only by the design of the badge, but also based upon their statement that went along with the badge as well. So without further ado, I will grab the certificates, and Dr. Downing's going to help me. And can we also give them a lanyard as they come up? Thank you. Our first student, and I know she's not here tonight, but I want to acknowledge her anyway. Her name is Karis Chong, and she's transitional kindergarten from Jefferson. So let's clap for Karis, even though she's not here. And I know we have a representative from Jefferson. I'll just thank you. That will take that to Jefferson. Okay. All right. Thank you.
And we're going to have the board members come down.
Oh, okay. Sure. I'm going to wait a moment, and our board members will come down, and our members of cabinet. Okay, so I would like to recognize Oliver Rodriguez. You can see his art up there on the screen. He's a kindergartner from Edison. So Oliver, come on up. Okay, and let's give a round of applause to Daniel Flores. Oh, he's okay, yeah. Daniel's a first grader at Loera. Good job, Daniel. All right. And next, I'd like to recognize Trinity Thompson. Come on up, Trinity. She's a second grader from Stoddard. Okay. Oh. And next, I'd like to recognize Erin Baez. Erin is a third grader at Revere. And also Bella Rocha or Rocha? Rocha. Bella Rocha, and she's from Ross. I saw her last week at school, 4th grade. Aww. And a 5th grader from Revere, Adamaris Lopez. Yay. And for 6th grade, from Stoddard, we have Tiffany Wu. Good job, Tiffany. Okay, we'll have a moment where we can take pictures, but I just wanted to say that the beautiful artwork was turned into pins, or we call them badges. All the students received lanyards. The artwork was put on stickers, and also you can see the beautiful flag. So all schools received a kindness feather flag. Yeah. Did you?
And before we take our picture, there's one more person I'd like to recognize. I know you're more a behind-the-scenes person, but our district received a very generous donation from the Heshin family, and we just like to call up Mr. Paul Heshin, please, for a recognition. And we thank you. Through his generosity, we were able to do pins and lanyards, and it really elevated our program across the district. So please, everyone, a round of applause for Mr. Heshin, who wanted to support kindness in our district. Thank you.
We are going to do pictures, but I was wondering if the children will help me take lanyards and put them on our school board members and our members of cabinet. So we have lanyards for everybody.
And while they're doing that, everyone, we just want to let you know that this year in our district, students have an opportunity to give kindness badges to other students that they caught being kind, as well as staff members. And, during these difficult times across our nation and the world, what better way to express kindness to each other than through just a simple gesture? So we're very appreciative of this opportunity and this change in our kindness program, because again, we are very proud in the Anaheim Elementary School District of being a district of kindness.
One last thing. So on everybody's lanyard, you have a hang tag. And on the hang tag, everybody has a different notable individual with a QR code that you can learn more about. These are all what I call kindness luminaries, and they're all Nobel Peace Prize winners, so you can learn more about the person on your hang tag. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, families, for being here to support this recognition. And I'm just going to ask everyone to please join me in recognizing one more person, Mrs. Laura Houston, for her outstanding efforts to successfully bring kindness across our district.
Thank you, Laura. Sorry. And before you run out, Mr. Heshin, you kind of got away from us, but I just wanted to extend my thanks, and I'm sure the rest of the board members feel the same, probably here. We just really appreciate your generosity and are so happy that you got to see what it became, because this is just a really wonderful, wonderful program for our students in our school, and it's because of you making it possible. So we just, I'd like to just say thank you and how much we appreciate your kindness and your generosity. And I'll invite any other board members to say something if they would like before you run out. I see you inching towards that back door. Somebody block the door.
He's being humble. It's okay. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. And again, Laura, for you just seem to kind of be in so many different things, and we really appreciate your efforts, especially for something so beautiful to happen for the students. Okay. Next, we have a special recognition of Adelaide Price teacher Brittany Acevedo. This is going to be special. And Dr. Christopher Downing, our superintendent, is going to tell you a little bit more.
So everyone, tonight we are honoring Brittany Acevedo for co-authoring a book, one book in a set of 10, focusing on STEAM. The goal of her STEAM-powered series, 10 collection, is to encourage children in historically underrepresented communities to develop literacy skills and an interest in STEAM. The books showcase various science careers through the lens of diverse characters who are Black, Latino, and Asian. The series hopes to inspire students of color to see themselves in these characters and to realize their full potential in hopefully pursuing careers in STEAM. We would also like to thank Ms. Acevedo, who in school assemblies at Price Elementary School made sure that every 3rd and 4th grade student received the collection for free. Ms. Acevedo read excerpts of the book she co-authored, whose main character is a child named Mia, and Mia's story not only explained the importance of science and nanotechnology in a manner that is easy to understand, but the story is also culturally relevant to our AESD students. Ms. Acevedo is an Anaheim native who attended Thomas Jefferson Elementary School here in AESD. And in the coming months, 180,000 books will be distributed for free to historically underserved communities in the United States, starting right here in Southern California. Everyone, please join us in recognizing and bringing to the podium Brittany Acevedo.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Ms. Acevedo, and today is a very special day. Like I said to many people that I've met, being a student in Anaheim Elementary District has given me so much courage and so much passion to pursue teaching, and it is this district and the love even we see in the badges of kindness that this district gives opportunities to everyone. And my family, my mom only went to 3rd grade. She mostly spoke Spanish, and to be given the opportunity to get a high school diploma from Anaheim Union High School District and go on to college, it's been a big mission of mine to make sure that students, especially Latina girls, see that anything is possible, and it's just, it fills my heart so much. Thank you.
Okay, just to give everybody a little bit of time for those of you that want to leave, we're going to take a 10-minute or 15-minute? 5-minute break. I was going to give you 10, but a 5-minute break. And so we'll come back in 5 minutes. come back up this way. Okay. Moving forward, we're now at news and updates. We have our parent leadership group update, and our parent leader from AEOA, David Sanchez, is going to present to us tonight. So, David, welcome. Take the microphone.
Thank you all. Hello, my name is David Sanchez, and I am a first-year PLI parent leader from the Anaheim Elementary Online Academy. The Parent Leadership Institute has been meeting monthly at Key Elementary and most recently completed 2 training sessions to support us as parent leaders. Ms. Laura Houston completed facilitating the 3 series of culturally and linguistically responsive parenting leadership training on January 19th. We learned the importance of becoming a culturally proficient adult and how this can benefit our children intellectually and emotionally well beyond the childhood years. On February 2nd and 3rd, we attended the 2-day Parenting Partners Trainers of Trainers. PLI parents and FACES from all 24 sites were trained on the 6-week parenting curriculum we will use to facilitate at the workshops at our sites in the coming weeks. Ms. Emma from AEOA FACES, Ms. Anna from Madison FACES, and Ms. Marla from S-FACE FACES were our district trainer of trainers, and they did a great job facilitating and providing opportunities for us to learn hands-on from the lessons in the program. Also, thank you, Dr. Downing and Ms. Felbeck, for visiting us during the training. Thank you. In the fall, the PLI parents collaborated with their FACES to facilitate the 10 educational commandments, and now, in the spring, we will support in the facilitation of the 6-week series of Parenting Partners. This year, many parent leaders are volunteering to support CABE pre-conference preparation by attending the March 21st tote bag stuffing, where the volunteers will stuff over 4,000 tote bags for the conference attendees. We will also have parent leaders from all 24 sites attend the conference and take part in CABE at Long Beach, March 22nd through the 25th. As a new PLI parent leader, I am very thankful for the many opportunities for AESD parents. I have joined several meetings and training sessions at the S-FACE department. I especially like Love and Logic by NOCE. Also, AEOA offers many parent education opportunities for families. Some are virtual and some are in person. I've been able to support many of them, and I am currently working with our AEOA FACES to facilitate the Parenting Program Partners Workshop, and I'm honored to be here presenting this report to you. Thank you for your attention and your support, and again, I'm very grateful for everything. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Sanchez. That was a great report. Appreciate it. All right, we're moving on to our association updates, and there is an association update from CSEA this evening to be provided by Maribel Fernandez, President, and Maria Alejo, Vice President. Welcome, ladies.
Good evening, Board President Jackie Philbeck, board members, cabinet, Dr. Downing, CSEA classified members, and audience. We are here to ask for your support as we get into the negotiations for the 23-24 school year in regards to wages, health, and welfare. We want to express that the classified members are the backbone of the school district. We do a lot of work. I know we all work, but we have a lot of hands-on with teachers, students, and staff. Our classified members do a great job of keeping our campuses clean, making it look beautiful for everybody to come on by and show their appreciation. With that being said, we all know with what Dr. Downing just said earlier that we are heading into difficult times. You know, we don't know what's going to happen. We have, we're going through not a recession, but inflation. Our mortgages are going up. Our gas is going up, which by the way, mine was $385. So it was pretty up there. Our gas prices are going up, and a dozen eggs are, what, $8, $9 now? 10? So it's getting to be really tough out there for all of us. A lot of us are having to work 2 or 3 jobs just to sustain our families. And again, it continues to get harder and harder every day. We want to continue to ask for your support, so we'll be here at all the board meetings so that we can have our members express, you know, how much they need it, and hopefully the classifications will come up here and talk as well and support their department, their classifications, and we all stand together. Because the one thing that I want to remind our CSEA members is that alone we are strong, together we are stronger. So if we stand together and we work collaboratively with the cabinet and the board members, we hope to be able to get the wages and the health and welfare that we deserve, which what they're saying. Is there anything else?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Thank you. And I believe we have also an update from AEEA, Faith Davern.
Good evening. I feel alone up here. Tonight I would like to address the ongoing work and shared commitment the district and the association has in creating and supporting community schools in the AESD. District administration and association representatives have met on several occasions to share thoughts, ideas, and resources regarding how to establish and grow successful community schools. At our most recent meeting earlier this month, we agreed to expand our joint work group to include members of the association's Community Schools Committee, most of whom reached out and contacted board members this past week to introduce themselves and get feedback from board members on their vision for our community schools, to gain a better and shared understanding of the work ahead of us, as well as to share some priorities that AEEA has for the work that lies ahead. These initial steps are a great collaborative start towards heading and continuing down the right path. As we continue our community school journey, some of the priorities that AEEA encourages the district to focus on are: 1, shared leadership. The power to transform our schools is dependent upon all education partners, staff, students, parents, and community organizations being continuously engaged in and responsible for determining, co-designing, and implementing change at both the district level within our community schools steering committee, and as the site level in our community school site teams. As equal partners, our equal and proportional representation as groups is essential to ensuring that the requirement of our state-provided grant is met. Having an equal voice in the process is a recognized pillar of community schoolwork. 2, family and community engagement. Participation versus engagement, 2 distinct levels of involvement. What does this look like now in AESD? What will be different at the district and site level as a result of implementing our community school strategy? Community schoolwork is a process, not a program, that should be implemented in a manner that changes systems and structures based on the feedback and engagement of our families and community partners. Our vision and plans must be created together. 3, owning the vision and planning as educational partners. We ask you not to outsource the writing of, primary management of, or hiring of any staff funded by future California Community Schools Partnership Program grant dollars. We believe it is in the best interest of all education partner groups to have a hand in writing the 2023 grant based on the steering committee establishing a specific and intentional process to assess the readiness and interest of our sites. Moving our vision and plan beyond extending the breadth and depth of our wraparound family services is needed. Supports that address the whole child and their families are best created and delivered by the people who know our schools best, the members of our school community. AEEA is excited to work with our administrators, families, and community partners to identify the needs, hopes, and aspirations of our school community, and to be part of making our shared dreams come true. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now we're moving on to our district news and updates. Dr. Mary Grace, Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services.
Can I control the slides from here? Good evening, board members, cabinet, and audience participants that are still with us. Thank you. We have a few news and updates, and some of it was highlighted tonight by some awards and previous presentations. We will start with Ms. Acevedo, who is a teacher at Price, and she wrote the STEAM books. Here's a picture of her and Dr. Valencia. They were featured on Telemundo on January 26th, where she talked about the book and her hopes and dreams for getting the books into the hands of underserved communities. Here's a picture of the assembly that was held at Price the next day with the 3rd and 4th grade students, where they received their copies of the book from the author. How exciting is that? Also on January 27th, we had some visitors from Senator Newman's office. There was a group that met with Board President Philbeck, Dr. Moreno, myself, and we talked about the opportunities that are available through the expanded learning program for our littlest learners. And we were able to feature our partnership with KinderCare. They provide the after-school expanded learning opportunities for our students who are in TK and kindergarten. And it's a really great partnership because they have the skill set to continue that learning after school in a safe environment and are able to engage not only with the students but with their parents as well. So here's a picture of Board Member McAuliffe and President Philbeck with some of the students at Clara Barton. And then here are some more pictures where the students were welcoming with their handprints, and the Barton staff, the ELOP staff, as well as Senator Newman and his staff that were here in town. And here is a picture of the parent engagement that is in action, where our faces and our parent leaders came together under the leadership of the SFACE office and Mrs. Navarro. You have two Mrs. Navarros. That's it? Oh, no, Chamber, sorry. Mrs. Navarro, and they went through the trainer of trainer programs with our parenting partners. And this has been the cornerstone of our LCAP participation and parent leadership program. And we're excited that each year our own faces are able to then train our parents, who then take the program out to their school site and train more parents. So it's exponentially awesome. And on February 4th, we're very excited. Our band got to have their second appearance in a parade this year. we participated in the Orange County Heritage Council Black History Parade and Unity Festival that was held in Anaheim. And this is the group organizing. It's our students in the showcase band. Thank you. And behind them, you can see our MOBA and one of our buses. In addition, at the parade, our board members and cabinet members participated, and it's just amazing every time that we can be out there, not only representing the district, but seeing our students displaying their musical talents. It's truly amazing. And what was really special this time was one of our students from one of our 3 original music schools. He is now graduated from Anaheim High, but he was the snare drum captain. So he also marched with our students and kept the tempo with the drums. So that was really exciting to see him coming back and walking with his teacher. But honestly, the highlight of the parade was the electric bus, because no one heard it. They saw it coming. They didn't hear it. So it was fun to watch people's reaction, and we were able to tell them, they're like, "You have an electric bus?" I was like, "I think we have like 14 or 15 electric buses, and we're going to continue to grow them." And this is a special opportunity. Last Wednesday, right? Yes, last Wednesday, the Orange County Music and Arts Administrators held an award program for art advocates, art teachers, and community members that are supporting the arts in Orange County. And we were very excited. We first were able to honor Miss Faye. She works with the after-school program and our ballet folklorico classes, so she was honored as a dance teacher. Later in the program, Mark Anderson, our music curriculum specialist, he was honored as an administrator and an art advocate in the administrators category. And what was truly amazing and made us all kind of take a step back was our board was honored as arts advocates, and there was a standing ovation in the audience for the commitment that our board has to ensuring that our students here in Anaheim are able to learn 6 different instruments and leave us competent to make choices as they move on to junior high and high school. So I was taken aback. I think we all were. And I was able to get a picture of the board looking at the audience, honoring them. So, Yesenia, I think we have...
Well, Dr. Grace,
go ahead.
there was only one issue
Yes.
with the ceremony, and that was in recognizing the board, they gave us one plaque, and it said AESD Board of Education. So we reached out to OCDE, and they gave us permission. So we are proud to present each of our board members with their own plaque with their name on it. So everyone, please join us in recognizing our outstanding Board of Education and their support of music in amazing AESD.
That is.
You're welcome.
We could take a picture at the end. And more exciting news, we moved into our Anaheim Succeeds program in February, and we continue to help our students own their identities through various programs. You can see there's dance. We started our Math Olympics. We're excited about that. We also started the soccer club, and this is really a competitive field out there. And every Wednesday, the schedule's out there and it's posted. You can show up at a school and you can watch a soccer game. At one of the schools, I saw they also had a cadre of cheerleaders that came along with them. They have outfits, there's a lot of school spirit. So if you come out to any of the schools on Wednesdays, at 3:20, and you will be able to see some serious soccer competition.
And it's fun, everyone. So
Yes.
when you come out, we're there to appreciate all of our students.
And cheer them on
And
with
cheer
the
them on.
cheerleaders. Also, we were able to highlight again the mariachi program as well as our conga kids dance program. And what was interesting about this set of newscasters that came out is they truly were immersed in what they were reporting on. Like, they wanted to play the instruments and they wanted to interact with the students, and they stayed back longer past their assignment to continue to engage with this program. And it's the best thing that we can do for our students to honor their traditions, their cultures, and build that sense of self-awareness and self-identity. So it's always nice to be honored or have the news recognize us, but watching the kids' faces during these news segments is precious. And we also had, I believe, 2 different sets of students that competed in the speech and debate tournaments. So we're excited for them. And we see some of our board members that joined them at somewhere in Santa Ana. Sorry. And finally, today was a very exciting day. We went out and surprised our district level Teachers of the Year. So congratulations to Miss Mona Harkey. She is a 2nd grade teacher at Marshall. Also to Miss Erin Lee. She is a 4th grade teacher at the Online Academy. They are going to be representing Anaheim Elementary School District as they move on to the county competition or celebration competition for Teachers of the Year. We also had the opportunity to stop in at Gwynn and honor one of our faces, Miss Griselda Salcedo, as she's being recognized as one of the top 10 educators by OC Parent Magazine. So lots of celebrations and awards going on throughout the month of January to February. And at the last board meeting, we presented to you some results, and you approved us implementing and starting an additional language. And we will be having our AESD inaugural Mandarin transitional kindergarten class will start next year, and it will be at Theodore Roosevelt School. So we're very excited, and we're very busy planning and trying to put this together so it will be as successful as all of our programs.
And enrollment is open?
And enrollment is open. And that's our news and updates for tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Grace. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of news going on in this district. Just some great things. So, and I'd like to personally just say thank you, Dr. Downing and Cabinet and everyone that participated. This is just really touches my heart, and it's so wonderful. There's so many other people that are involved in this too, that bring this music program to fruition and our arts programs in this district. So it was, I think, an honor for all of us to be able to share in that recognition. And it was, we just had one plaque. I thought we would just like rotate it or something, like from house to house, and then leave it at the district, over the summer or something. But this is really great. So thank you so much. Appreciate that. Okay, and now we are moving on to public speakers, but there are no public comments submitted. So that puts us into the superintendent's report. Our first one is Expanded Learning Opportunities Program Plan. Dr. Yadira Moreno, the Director of School, Family, and Community Engagement. Welcome.
Good evening, Board President Philbeck and Cabinet. I'm here to share about the Expanded Learning Opportunities Program Plan. The first thing that I want to share about the plan is that it has completely transformed within the last year, and it's been a work in progress to where we are right now. So First, I want to start with who we're serving. So we have 10,346 kids staying after school at our 23 school sites. The exciting part about it is that we reach 70% of our total school population, so that is an amazing thing to celebrate. As you know, what it tells is that our kids need somewhere to be, right? So I think that's what we're celebrating today and how we're planning our support before and after school. Our Anaheim Achieves numbers are pretty steady because, again, this is on the after-school ACES grant, so that really is kind of our goal where we are, which is about 2,375. It fluctuates plus or minus, but that is who we serve in Anaheim Achieves. In Anaheim Succeeds, the number does increase just depending on the program. So we recently started the Math Olympics, so that did shoot up a very nice increase in all our school sites, which has led us to where we are, which is our 10,000 scholars. In the program plan, there is 11 quality standards that I'm going to share with you, but kind of out of order is number 8. So I wanted to start with number 8, which is our vision, our mission, and our purpose. This is the work of the ELOP Advisory Committee last year, where we really wanted to establish, like, what is our goal of our before and after school program? And we really wanted to mirror what we know, which for our vision, it was to provide innovating and diverse before and after school experience for AESD students to collaborate, learn, and grow every day. So, everything that we do was centered around diversity, collaboration, and innovation. So we wanted to make sure that we continued with that. And really in our mission, what we want to highlight is that we really have a responsibility to our families and to our students to be able to provide them with exceptional experiences and care before and after school. And that's something very special and meaningful to me, that we're able to have the programming that we can in order to ensure that it's a quality program and that it's unique and special, that the kids want to stay with us before and after school. So again, those are our, the visual, I've shared it before, but our programming is under this puzzle piece: student voice and leadership, SEL, of course, academic supports, and our esteemed branding. And it is a collaborative effort of the entire school district to make this happen. So I do want to share that. And so then I'll start in order. Our quality standard number 1 is to create a safe and supportive environment. We want to make sure that when our students are with us, they are physically and emotionally safe. So we do that through various things, but again, this is at least a 9-hour school day. Some of our schools go beyond that. But we have to ensure that we have the caring adults, the ratios that are given to us to ensure our TK and K learners are in the smaller cohorts as opposed to our 1st through 6th grade students. We want to make sure that the SEL component is embedded, and new to our programming this school year is the BHA supervisor that supports with the lesson planning and the focus on SEL. We have daily attendance, snack, and supper, right? We want to make sure who's in our program, who's taking care of them, and ensure that they are getting also the food that is needed for them to stay the longer school day. In the pictures, you see beautiful smiles because they do love being there before and after school. And that really is the goal of a safe and supportive environment. Quality standard number 2 is active and engaged learning, where we want to ensure that we foster that love of learning. It's actually really fun. We have monthly themes that we have created, spirit days, assemblies. So it really mirrors the school day. What we do during the school, we want to make sure that we do after school. So we've kind of come up with these fun, engaging assemblies and awards. Just like we do the awards during the school day, we do awards in the after school program. We have our collaborative partners that are with us after school, and we're also working in collaboration with all the departments to provide the training necessary, not only for our service providers, but for our leadership assistants that are taking this tremendous growth in their educational path. So you see the scholars engaged and in various aspects of learning in the pictures. Quality standard number 3 is skill building. So we have this special time with that we're able to create opportunities for them to get to know their assets differently, right? We're providing opportunities for things like knitting, for things like speech or soccer or music or piñata making, arts, where the goal is for us to be able to let them see themselves through a different lens, where they could say, oh, I'm actually really great at this, and I didn't know I had this characteristic in me. So how do we ensure that we give them access to an esteemed quality program after school, where they can continue to measure their success with the assets that they're building? And of course, this is all through the adults that share their passions, whether it's our service providers that we contract or our AESD employees that also have special passions that they're sharing with our students before and after school. Quality standard number 4 is youth voice and leadership, where we want our scholars and our families to feel involved. Again, this kind of goes back to, this is all part of the community schools pillar and the expanded learning and engagement. What is engagement, and how can we continue to foster that differently to ensure that their voices are represented? So SLED is our leadership program that we have after school, where the scholars look to solve a problem in their community. So you could see the bottom right corner where they wanted to engage in kindness messages. So that's the leadership team that is participating. Usually we see typically our staff, and now the students are kind of like, this is what we want to do for our school. Collecting surveys, the little scholar in the middle, she's asking about what kind of different food programs they want to solve and kind of go from there. So they create we have a national platform through SLED, and there's a competition also. You know, again, we're trying to make learning fun and different and after school, and also have them be representatives in the community. So how can we collaborate with City of Anaheim events to showcase the talents that our students have, whether it's through festivals or simple like FRC activities that they have throughout the city, in order to represent what our students are doing before and after school. Quality standard number 5, healthy choices and behavior, is really for healthy choices. We are working in collaboration with both the Anaheim YMCA, who is our snack provider, and Anaheim Union, who's our provider for supper, that we work collaboratively to ensure we're meeting all those standards. Here you see a service provider, a CF Fitness coach supporting us with that process. And then the next 3 pictures, what you see is our PBIS, which we've really kind of driven this year and after school. And so our leadership assistants have gone through the training of the positive behavior supports that happen during the school, so we have the same expectations after school. So our kids during the school day are mirroring the after school expectations: be responsible, be safe, in order for them to know what am I expected to do after school, and how do I make these choices? So you see them holding up the little scholar Anaheim Succeeds dollars, just like we do during the day. All schools call them something else or different things based on mascots or whatever it might be, but we have the Anaheim Succeeds ones. We have PBIS stores, just like they do during the day. And again, the monthly assemblies that we mentioned, where the scholars receive recognition based on being responsible, being safe, and being respectful. So that's a great picture that I love to highlight, because you see the leadership assistant, the BHA, who's our service provider, and then you see a safety, one of our safety coordinators during the school day, And then you have two of our other service providers that are CF Fitness. So you really see how everyone, the leadership assistant is learning during their trainings, taking it back to the service providers and their staff and after school, so everyone knows the expectation of our positive behavior supports. Quality standard number 6 is diversity, access, and equity. And we're really working on how do we continue to infuse culturally responsive programming. So we have a book of the month that we ensure to highlight something special that mirrors that this month, being Black History Month. We did Parker Looks Up, which is a little girl who experiences the Michelle Obama portrait, and then we have conversations about it. Of course, like Dr. Grace mentioned during news and updates, ensuring that what we can support, the programming that supports the social, emotional, and culturally relevance to our students and who we service. So that we have the Conga Kids highlight, the Mariachis highlight, the Segerstrom partnership that we've had that highlights various cultures throughout the year. So we program 6 assemblies with them a year. And then, of course, Maestra Fe, which is our baile folklorico teacher. And kind of coordinator for all the school sites to be able to have access to dance. Quality staff, we have to ensure that it's not only an AESD commitment, but really a community partnership. And that is how the ELOP funding was written for that, to be able to engage service providers in the community, because it wouldn't be sustainable without them. So you see kind of who we have serving our students, from champions to Advantage Communications, our tutors, our physical fitness, CF Fitness, our dance, Conga Kids, sled, mariachi. We have 2 mariachi programs, El Sol and Mariachi Ritmo. Our Segerstrom's assemblies, Inside the Outdoors, and of course our certificate and classified staff that all participate in this. In service providers, we have over 400 individuals coming to our 23 school sites. So not only do we have our leadership assistants and the AESD staff that is teaching, but again, all the service providers that support our students before and after school. So in the pictures, you see Maestra Fe with a group of students, our muralist, Carla Roque, with a group of students, our CF Fitness with a group of students, our Mariachi El Sol, Mr. Chris with a group of students, and a tutor who received a kindness note from one of the students. So building relationships through these service providers is critical to be able to service our kids before and after school. I shared quality standard number 8, which was our vision and mission. So then we move over to the collaborative partnerships. Today, we actually have a special guest with us that I will introduce in a second. But one of the big partnerships that we have had for many years is the Anaheim Achieves Collaborative through the Anaheim YMCA. And this collaborative really has the same programming. Expanded Learning encompasses the same programming to ensure that we are meeting the requirements of the quality standards, and we have a shared vision and program goals. So we do meet collaboratively every week to ensure that the ACES, After School Education and Safety Grant, is being met through our programming. And we have that grant at all 23 school sites. And we also have additional ELOP programs that are supporting to ensure that all our students are receiving free and quality care after school. So that would be the ELOP fees, the before school program at our 5 late start schools. We also collaborate with them for our winter, spring, and summer camps. So that is also the additional services that they provide us. I want to welcome Cristina Casas, Community Engagement Director, who's here with us tonight.
Good evening. My name is Cristina Casas, and I'm the Community Engagement Director at the Anaheim YMCA. I support the Anaheim Achieves programs at our 23 Anaheim elementary school sites. and also the food program. So we're currently serving over 4,000 meals daily to Anaheim Elementary, of course, serving our Anaheim 2 students and ELOP students. And I think Dr. Moreno, she's done a great job, covering everything. And like she's saying, we align the quality standards to our ACES programs as well. And we work very closely. We meet weekly to discuss further alignment between the ELOP programs and Anaheim Achieves. I think, our priority is student safety. So we are planning trainings on threat assessment and just making sure that, behavior-wise, we're on the same page, between Anaheim Achieves and ELO. I myself went to Lincoln, so I am happy to be here and continue working with the Anaheim community. I have lived here my entire life, so I'm very excited to be here, and it's so exciting to see, this ELOP funding, because at the end of the day, I think we want to serve as many students as we can, and this is a great program to be able to do that.
that both programs mirror each other in order for our parents to be able to know that when a collaborative partnership that I do want to share is Jennifer O'Farrell. She's here with Big Brothers Big Sisters. She's the Chief External Affairs Officer, so she's joining me tonight, and also we'll share a little bit about the magic of mentoring.
Good evening. I think that there's so much beauty in what ELOP, the community schools, what the district is doing. So I think on a higher level, I just want to say the intentionality that is taking place by the leadership, by the board's vision, is really something significant. And so I think when we see ourselves as a collective impact, I think as Dr. Moreno kind of shared, it takes a lot of partners. It takes everybody coming and bringing their best practices to solutions. And so we want to be your mentoring partner as we've just begun the road together. And so we've been working with Dr. Moreno on really looking at how do we expand out with ELOP? How do we create more mentoring opportunities for our students? And some of the really great opportunities is that the partnership we have in our school-based mentoring model specifically is removing one of the barriers that many youth have, is being able to not access a mentor. So what we're doing in this program is bringing mentors to our students, to the school site, creating that direct access to mentorship within the elementary school sites. And so right now, as you see, we are supporting Franklin, Olive, and Gower within that program and looking to expand in the 23-24 school year. So that way we have more students being supported by mentors in the community. And these mentors are unique. These mentors are high school students. So as you see in the picture, you're like, how old is that mentor? What we've seen is the parallel of having an elementary school student matched with a high school mentor is they get to see their high school student mentor do what? Graduate high school. So we're creating that long-term matriculation of persistence. It's a student that is in their neighborhood, has grown up in their neighborhood, have had the same experiences. And I want to share one story spotlight of our high school Big of the Year. So we have a Big of the Year program, which is Jocelyn. She's from Buena Park Elementary, supporting a student at Gower, or Buena Park High School, supporting a student at Gower Elementary. And this student was enrolled in because he was bullied, because he was struggling in his classes. And he was brought in, he wore his hood over his face, never wanted to show his face, didn't want to participate with anybody, didn't want to connect with anybody. And so Jocelyn, having 4 brothers of her own, just showed up weekly, connecting, listening, talking, and then finally, he took down his hoodie. And finally, he said, I would love to share with you some of the things I have. I want to be a good student. I don't know how to be a good student. And so then the dialogue began coming, and she began to not only tutor because he started bringing his homework. How can you help me? I want to be better in class. And to flash forward 9 months later down the road, we have him asking, I'm I'm nervous because he's in 6th grade now. I'm nervous about middle school. Can you walk me through? So now we have this student that has weathered her own experiences of middle school, now going through what to expect, how to show up, how to make friends, how to engage your teachers, engage counselors if you need support. And so now he says today, I'm ready for middle school. I can do this. And so what does that do? So I think in the story of heart, we have relationships that are creating social connectedness, that are creating belonging. And when we know when students belong, what do? Academic success flourishes. They start to feel like they're a part of the community. So what our stats are this last year? So we report back for Anaheim Elementary is that 87% of the youth that we served in the program improved in depression and anxiety symptoms, so reducing their anxiety. 84% improved in academic performance, and 94% reported reduced behaviors in class. So having someone show up weekly, having a Jocelyn, having a Fred, having our mentors show up is really changing not only the school environment, the classroom environment, but that student environment of what they can succeed. So we look forward to expanding in the next year to come.
Thank you for that. Quality standard number 10 is continuous quality improvement. And so we do this through feedback of our programming. We have an ELOP newsletter that we highlight what's going on, and part of that is a feedback form that is always part of the newsletter. So a parent or a student can always give us feedback there. And two of the comments that just kind of make me happy is my boys love that there's music day, Lego day, and PE day. So again, something different every day that they look forward to. And a little bit about what Jennifer was kind of sharing is since the program began, we have seen, we see her less anxious. And again, this is a parent speaking about their child. So we want to make sure that we have this feedback form in order to guide our programming and the decisions that we are making. We also have student voice surveys that we conducted last April, so they're around the corner, where we ask the students, what type of programming do you want to see? What do you like about the after-school program? So last year we had over 100, almost 1,000 responses for that, 940 something, that we were able to collect in order to support us meeting the quality standards. And quality standard 11, program management. So how does this all happen? So the management of the ELOP program is through our entire AESD village, but really is under the guidance of the superintendent. So many of you know Dr. Downing's background and love for after school, before and after school. So he himself served in that capacity, and so did I. So I think we share that alike, and we're always kind of collaborating on that, on how to make things better for our students before and after school. So under the guidance of the superintendent, there's an SFACE director and an ELOP curriculum specialist. So the director supports the leadership assistants, the training, and really the liaison between all the departments, because I mean, from ed services to HR, who comes up with job descriptions all the time for me, and the hiring process, and admin services, where, you know, transportation, M&O, all of that. So that really is my role in facilitating that process. The curriculum specialist supports with all the service providers and the collaboration and support for the leadership assistants on the field. But she also Claudia Chambers is in the audience, so she's here, and she also does the lessons for our AESD staff. So every month she pushes out thematic lessons so that our AESD staff has tangible lesson plans that they could implement in their classrooms. So she plans, you know, a month-long curriculum based on our core subjects. We do have our leadership assistants. That was a transition from last year, where we have a site-dedicated person for our parent engagement and for the safety in building this quality program. Our ELOP secretary came on board a couple months ago, last month, in order to support with the management. And also the new job description that kind of just take place, the SFACE administrator, that's going to be critical in building the during and after school a continuum, because again, what happens during school is happening after school. And so the experience that an administrator brings to the field in helping our leadership assistants problem solve, triage, communicate with parents, get a bus when the bus might not be there. Who do you call? How do you get support? What do I do? That is what we do. And it all happens after hours. So we really want to ensure that we have people in place the entire time that we have students in place. So that has been a goal of Dr. Downing and I, to ensure that our programming does meet that, because we need to make sure that there is someone to communicate with at all levels. And of course, the support from all our AESD departments and the community partners is critical for the program management of our 10,000 students after school. So with that, that is our ELOP program plan. And if you have any questions, I would be glad to answer.
Any questions, anyone? Comments?
Just a comment. Wow. Gosh, I wish I was in elementary school again. But amazing programs, great work. Also, I was with President Philbeck when you did a presentation to our state senator. I also want to also congratulate you on that great presentation as well. Thank you so much, Dr. Moreno.
Thank you.
Just had a question on, you mentioned the quality staff, room for improvement. We're always looking for ways to improve, which is kind of what we want to do. So I just want to make sure that as we're hearing the positive reports, I'm glad to hear there's a Google form for our families, our students to be able to respond on that. But I think it's also equally important that we are able to be apprised of any room for improvement. If there are certain contractors, vendors that are not meeting their contractual obligations, that we also are aware of those for any contract renewal opportunities that they might have. So I just want to, I know that you're on top of that. I just wanted to make sure publicly to make sure that we're all on the same page as far as that's concerned, because we want to be responsive to our families, to get them the needs that they want, the programs that they want at the standard they deserve. So I just want to make sure that we're continuing to work on that, because there might be some programs at certain school sites that we could reduce because there's not a demand from the parents, the families, or adding programs, as I saw on slide, I think it was slide 10, number 7 of the program priorities that you have. So I just wanted to put that out there for you as well. So thank you. Thank you for the presentation.
And we are in constant communication with all our service providers in order to ensure that they are meeting our needs. We meet weekly. We have a weekly standing meeting with everyone. Mrs. Chambers helps me with that. And but one of the most important things is that we have communication. So we have cell phones. Anything that happens is right away. How do we solve the problem, and how do we communicate to our parents in order to ensure that they understand that we're all aligned? So we're right on the same page with that.
Oh, sorry, real quick. While our partners are here as well, thank you so much for that as well, the presentation.
I have a couple questions. In regards to all the various events and activities, after school activities and whatnot, as you're aware, we have the Anaheim Elementary Online Academy. What about those students? Are they able to participate, or are they penalized because of the fact that they're doing virtual?
No, actually, I work closely with the principal at AEOA, where she communicates that they are able to access our programming at any school. So not necessarily their home school. It could be whatever is most convenient to that family. So for example, we have a student at Madison that attends a program at Sunkist, right? So homeschool is Madison, program that they are attending is a Sunkist, because of their daily schedule. And also what we've also done soft rollouts for some of our AEOA kiddos where they only attend once a week or twice a week, but we do those accommodations for everyone because again, whatever the need is for the family, that's what we do. But we do have students that are enrolled in the academy, and we communicate with the principal where she shares it out to our families.
Excellent, excellent. That's great to hear. My second question is, I guess it would be more for Ms. Jennifer O'Farrell. May I ask you a question? You mentioned more or less kind of the strong and all the positive effects of this Big Brothers Big Sisters through the high school lens kind of model. It's clear that basically it deals with and benefits our students, their social emotional behavior, academics, and on and on and on. How about and you mentioned the Buena Park School District, how about, which would be in Fullerton, how do high schoolers get involved in this program? Like what do they need to do? What can we do in order to promote it to our largest district that the majority of our kids go to? And do we have schools in the Anaheim Union High School District that are playing a part in this?
We do the story that I gave is just because she's a high school big of the year, so she's kind of one of the cream of the crop, but most of our high school student mentors are coming from Anaheim Union High School District, and so I would say 90% are coming. This example of Jocelyn was just one that wasn't coming, but so screening is key. So we work with faculty on the campuses, on each high school campus, of whether it's teacher recommendation, counselor recommendation, principal. We present at various like AVID classes, AP classes, and connecting students in, giving them the invitation to sign up, because our students, really high school students, they want to give back. And many sign up because they either didn't have a mentor and they want to mentor, or they've had one and know the impact and sign up. Then we go through a screening process. So they do an interview. We do actually get parent permission, so they get parent guardian permission, so there's a whole referral process, and they actually have to get 3 references on campus. So it is an extensive process for them to be a part, because we recognize they are showing up as a leader. They're coming into our school district here and connecting with their young people, so they're screened, assessed, and then they're case managed. So one of the things that we have is we have a staff that is a case manager that is on site and facilitates conversations with our own growth mindset, various like conflict resolution. So they have discussions that are withheld but facilitated by a staff that then case manages. So if there is, let's say, a child protection or an identification, our staff becomes the responsible staff to respond to any needs that the students may have.
That's awesome. Thank you very much, and thank you for the detailed response in regards to the steps you take to ensure more or less that we're getting amazing, high school students and whatnot to serve in these valuable roles.
I wish I had my life together in high school. Like they're amazing.
I imagine Dr. Downing or Dr. Grace, you can point us in the right direction in regards to who the point person is for the Anaheim Union High School District with that, or does it vary by site by site?
I think it's site by site.
Okay. Would it be possible for us to get a list of the various more or less where we can pick up an application, where we can continue to promote, et cetera? Because this is fantastic stuff.
Would love that, yes.
Awesome. And then, and that pretty much is those are all my questions. Thank you. This was awesome. One final request I would like is, since basically, and you've mentioned already, HR constantly writing new different job descriptions, and we constantly have a change because of the fact that we're expanding in lots of different roles and responsibilities, and people here, people there, et cetera. I tried finding it in my Google Drive. Can you please send us the most updated list that broken down by school site in regards to who are fulfilling all these roles at each of these school sites, as well as the overall district level and the new positions and whatnot that we've created? So I'm a visual guy, and I like to have something in front of me when I'm talking with people. So
definitely, we can ensure that you have a copy of that.
Great, thank you so much.
I just want to kind of take a step back as a parent in this district and just kind of appreciate everyone in this room, because what you are doing for our families is beyond, I don't know, you can't say thank you enough, right? Just understanding my own family dynamic growing up and being able to have somewhere for kids to be after school, and the parents are working 2-3 jobs. Some are single parents, right? They're going through a lot, and I know that. And so just knowing that you have somewhere safe to send your child that's going to engage them and help them grow beyond their traditional school day is just phenomenal. So I just want to say thank you to everybody, right? Because we're doing this for our families, and I think sometimes we get wrapped up in the intricacies of the planning and the development of like what it looks like, but don't realize, wow, how much of an impact we're having on these families that we're serving. And so, so just wow, thank you.
Sorry, last comment. Well, first of all, I agree with Juan. I was a bad kid from 3 to 5. That's when I got in trouble, and I knew it. I didn't know where to go. But what is the current enrollment now? What's our percentage with regards to
70%.
Oh, wow, 70%.
70%. So that is our current number as of today. So it's definitely exciting.
I'll just echo what my other board members have said, because it follows along. I'm just amazed. I've had the privilege of seeing a lot of this program in the past month or so, and I've just been amazed. So congratulations, Dr. Moreno, to you and your village, because I know there's a lot of people, and to Dr. Downing and all of our cabinet. There's just so many people involved, and our partners. We appreciate you greatly. I believe that, is it correct that we started this program in October? Is that, or when, about when?
Mm-hmm.
When do we actually begin it?
December 2021 was when we prepared for our soft rollout, then January 2022. So it's about, what, 13 months old?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had something October stuck in my mind that we rolled out. But anyways, my point is that even that it's astounding what we have risen to. 70% of the students in this, over 10,000 students. There was obviously a need, and to roll out this big of a program and have it be so structurally sound and so solid and benefiting so many students and families it's just amazing, and it speaks to a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication and a lot of passion and partnerships. So we are greatly appreciative of that, and this was a wonderful presentation, and I've enjoyed getting to kind of run around with you a little bit, Dr. Moreno. She gives me treats, so I like to go with her. There's always a treat bag. Anyways, thank you so much, and if there are no other comments or questions? All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, moving on. I need it's recommended the Board of Education approve and accept the 2023-24 Expanded Learning Opportunities Program Plan. May I have a motion?
Second, Alvarez. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, who was the second?
You can give it to Carlos. Yeah.
Is there any additional discussion on the item? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? All right. This presentation will also be posted on the district website and the Board of Education page tomorrow. On to our consent calendar. Items listed under the consent calendar are considered to be routine and are acted on by the board in one motion. There is no discussion of these items unless a member of the board, staff, or the public requests specific items to be discussed and or removed from the consent calendar. Are there any items to be pulled at this time? Board members, any items? May I have a motion, please, for the consent calendar?
So moved.
Second.
So that was Mr. Lopez? And you were the second, right? Okay. Any discussion on the consent calendar? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? Okay. We're at the superintendent's office now. Item 1, it's recommended the Board of Education vote for no more than 9 candidates for the 2023 Region CSBA Delegate Assembly. Delegates will serve a 2-year term, April 1st, 2023 through March 31st, 2025. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Do we have a list of people we can
Yes.
vote for?
Let me,
Oh, I didn't see the hyperlink.
Okay, and I'll take the lead on this since I am a CSBA delegate, and you'll see my name up there too because I'm up for it. My recommendation on this, at least partly, is that I've worked with all of the incumbents for several years now, 3-4 years. And they are all just stellar people. So, sorry, I don't have my list, but I would Do we actually need to go, we need to sort of make a motion with names, correct? Or add names? Okay.
Well,
So-
if you would like to continue, I would like to vote for you as one of the 9, if you want to continue.
Thank you. I would suggest, because I've worked with these people, so not just a few months, but for years, all of the incumbents are excellent people. So I believe that would be Michelle Bartow, Bonnie Castry, myself, Carrie Flanders, Art Montez, and Susie Schwartz. I would also like to add, right above Susie, Rhodia Sheed, because I work with her on the board for the Orange County School Board Association. She's a trustee, Buena Park, and she is absolutely excellent. So
Okay.
I honestly don't know the others. I was hoping that maybe you'd had a chance to read some of the bios, or that anybody have any suggestions, but I would propose a slate of Michelle,
Okay.
Bonnie, myself, if you will, Carrie, Art, Rhodia, and Susie. And how many is that? Seven?
Well, I'm in agreement since you already serve on that, but also just as long as no one from Placentia or Belinda's on there.
Well, that's, she's not an incumbent. There is one, but there's two, Marilyn Anderson and Leandra. But I just included the 7th, the incumbents, with the addition of Rhodia Sheed, because I do know her personally and have worked with her for a few years on the Orange County School Board Association Board of Directors. She represents the elementary school district along with me on that board. So I'm sorry that I just have I really don't know the others, and I read the bios, but I thought I would propose a slate and then see if anybody wants to add 2 more.
Second.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
I would like to make a friendly amendment to exclude Arturo Montes.
Okay. I was including him because he's an incumbent, and that's fine. So then that would be, excluding that, it would be the incumbents, excluding him, and then adding Rhodia.
I would like to make an amendment as well, and I would like to add Lauren Klatzker.
I'm sorry, who?
Lauren Klatzker from
Okay.
Fullerton.
Oh, you know what? I take that back. She had an excellent bio, too. I was impressed with that, so I apologize. I forgot that. So if there's no other comments, I'll restate the slate, which is Michelle Bartow, Bonnie Castry, myself, Carrie Flanders, Lauren Klatzker, Rhodia Sheed, and Susie Schwartz. Did I?
Yes, you got it.
Second.
So actually, let me pull back here. Do I have to make that motion then, since I'm proposing the slate? So, okay, so, but I'm actually the motion since I proposed the slate. Okay, so I'll motion it with that slate. And then who was my second? Dr. McGallis, okay. And we've discussed it. Is there anything additional? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain on this one? Okay, give me just 1 second here. And Paulo. 5-0. All right. Thank you so much. Moving on to item 2. It is recommended the Board of Education adopt resolution number 2022-23/36, declaring the month of March as Music in Our Schools Month.
So moved. Alvarez.
Second, Lopez.
Any discussion? I think we're all happy about this one. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? Educational Services, item B1. It is recommended the Board of Education adopt resolution number 2022-23/33, pledging to maintain and grow the AESD Arts Education Program.
So moved. Relis.
Second, Alvarez.
Discussion. Except I think this is great. I think that it's wonderful to maintain and grow this, and that's a wonderful goal for us to have. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And no opposed or abstained. Item C, SELPA, none. Item D, Human Resources. Item 1, it is recommended the Board of Education approve the appointment of applicant, number 021-52023-01 to the position of principal, effective date to be determined at a site to be determined.
So moved, Alvarez.
Motion?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed or abstained? And Adina Melland, our Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, will now provide a short introduction.
Congratulations to Becky Doherty. Becky began employment with AESD in 2002 as a classroom teacher at Price School after working in Irvine School District for 5 years. In AESD, she has served in positions such as resource teacher, TOSA PD, and leadership assistant. Becky is currently the vice principal at Price School. Congratulations, Becky.
Okay. Item 2, it is recommended the Board of Education approve the appointment of applicants 021-52023-02, 021-52023-03, and 021-52023-04 to the position of vice principal, effective date to be determined at a site to be determined.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on this item? All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed or abstained? Dina Melland will also now provide a short introduction for us on this.
Thank you. Congratulations to Diana Hernandez. Diana will join AESD after working in education for the last 18 years at OCDE as the Educational Services Coordinator for Project GLAD and in Riverside as an instructional coach and teacher. Congratulations, Diana. Number 2, congratulations to Katira Karamati. Kat joined AESD a month ago as an ELOP leadership assistant. Prior to that, she taught math in the Escondido School District. Congratulations to Kat. Third one, congratulations to Laura Epling. Laura will join AESD after working in education for the last 25 years. She currently works in Fountain Valley as an education specialist and has also taught SDC classes in East Whittier. Welcome to AESD, Laura. Site assignments and start dates for all 3 new VPs will be announced tomorrow.
Okay, on to administrative services. It's recommended the Board of Education adopt emergency resolution number 2022-23/XX pursuant to Public Contract Code Section 20113 to immediately commence work to repair damage to the library storefront, circulation desk, and portion of the perimeter ornamental fence at Clara Barton Elementary School. What? Did I miss one? Isn't that what I'm reading here?
No, it's a little bit different. So
Oh, okay, so yours is different? All right, let me start over. Am I still going to read this one, Dr. Downing?
no, you're going to read this one.
This one instead?
Yes.
Okay, so this one's out. Okay. It's recommended the Board of Education approve the resolution number 2022-23/39 declaring an emergency due to the lack of playground space for Theodore Roosevelt Elementary School students and approving an emergency contract with Alley Cat Development, Inc. at an estimated cost of $925,500 to construct a temporary playground area at Theodore Roosevelt Elementary School. Should I continue reading? Okay. Boysen Park served as Theodore Roosevelt Elementary School's playground green space pursuant to a joint use agreement with the city of Anaheim. Due to the discovery of a historic landfill, Boysen Park has been closed for remediation. It is proposed that space originally intended for a parking lot at Theodore Roosevelt Elementary School be used to construct a temporary playground area for the Theodore Roosevelt Elementary School students.
So moved, Alvarez.
Second, Lopez.
Okay. 1 second. I'm sorry, who's my second? Mark? Any discussion
Yeah,
on this
it's-
item?
I have one question. So once this emergency condition is declared over, what happens to the temporary playground site and the temporary playground equipment? Will it become a parking lot eventually?
Yes, that's correct. I mean, I know the city is working to remediate the condition at the park. At this time, they don't have a set date when that will be completed, so we have to move forward to provide something for our students. But yes, right now, the plans for a parking lot are also submitted to DSA, so they will be ready to go once that is completed, but then also, it's not immediately, then we can make a decision as to what would be the best option for us once the park would be available for our students.
I just want to make sure, because I don't understand in the sense, with the parking lot, we acquired that after, right? Like that was where that home was or whatever. So there, I just want to make sure that area, and it says that, are we doing testing right now in regards to the soil and all that? I mean, we're sure that that area is not contaminated?
That area has been already approved.
Okay.
It was tested. That's why actually we're coming with the resolution again, because it's been over a year. But at this point, DSA has approved it. It's gone through all the testing, and now we have lined up the contractor. So if you were to take action tonight to approve it, work can actually begin as of tomorrow.
Sorry, I thought you were mulling that over for a minute. Anything else? Okay, that ends the discussion and a call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And no opposed or abstained. Okay, just to be clear, was this removed or? Thank you. Okay, so we're good. I don't have to, okay, sorry about that. Okay. Now we're on to our board discussion, activities related to school business, and I think there's been a lot that's gone on. So let's start with Mr. Alvarez.
All right, thank you. Just have three items to report on. I was able to participate in the Black History Month parade. It's always fun. I got the fortunate experience to ride the bus. So my son Reese came along with me. He was a little shy, peeking out the window at first, but then eventually was looking out the window, but not waving. But there were a few other kids there. It was really cute. They were waving out the window most of the time. And yeah, that was the big hit of the parade. People were just like in awe of this bus that was driving by them and not making any noise. And they're like, "Is that an electric bus?" I'm like, "Yeah." And so like talking about it in the parade route, because sometimes it would go kind of slow and then, or sometimes stop. And so a lot of citizens just intrigued by the fact that schools have electric buses, that they're available, and that now they realize that when they see the green bumpers that's an electric bus, and that's kind of a cool experience. So I always love being in that parade. I'm glad we always join in. Also, I got the pleasure of being awarded by the Orange County Music and Arts Administration along with our team here. Great experience. We've been to those awards before. Our staff gets those awards usually once a year, right? Somebody gets awarded for their involvement in music and art. And so it was a pleasure to be up there receiving an award. And not that we do this work for the awards, but it's kind of nice, right? Like when you get validated and like, yeah, we have this mission to expand arts and music in our district, and it comes to fruition and you see the fruits of everyone's labor, and then oh, bam, you're getting an award. Oh, cool. Yeah, because it's something we wanted to do and we did for our kids, right? So that's always nice and good time spent with staff there, right? And then I was able to visit the PTA Reflections Gallery this past Saturday with my family. My son had a picture in the gallery himself, so that was nice. We took some photos with him, and then ran into some board members there and some community members there. PTA does a wonderful job displaying the art of students all around Orange County. So it was a fun time visiting the PTA Reflections Gallery. Other than that, that's all I have to report today. Thank you.
Mr. Lopez.
All right, thank you, President Philbeck. I'll begin with January 26th. I was able to attend the Reader's Showcase at Theodore Roosevelt Elementary School. So I just want to thank the Roosevelt team for hosting this event once again, which I believe was the 7th annual. I just want to thank all the moderators. Too many to mention by name, but they did a fantastic job of engaging the students, asking questions of the students after their presentations. The teachers, of course, who instilled in all of our scholars that love of reading. I think it's a lot easier just to teach the students to read, but it's really inspiring them to want to read beyond the classroom. That is a challenge, and I think our teachers do a great job of doing that. It was a little nostalgic for me because I was able to, I'd forgotten about Mr. Popper's Penguins, and so just looking at the list of all the different presentations, it was very kind of nostalgic to see all these different books that I had read as a kid myself. So I did go to a presentation featuring Esperanza Rising, Sadako and the Thousand Paper Cranes, El Principito, which is The Little Prince. So I want to give kudos to our DLI team, actually doing an entire presentation in Spanish as well. There was also a dramatic reenactment by a team from Orange Grove for a scene from The Whipping Boy. And then there was also, I learned about a new book called Measuring Up, which is about a young Taiwanese girl moves to Seattle, and she feels a little out of place, but she learns to feel kind of connected with her grandmother through this love of cooking. That group also won over the crowd and the audience with their distribution of cookies during the presentation. So that was a fan favorite. But I did appreciate the different ways that our scholars presented their work. So they had digital, dramatic, or artifacts that they were able to do these different modalities of their presentations, which I thought was great. January 31st, I was here for the DLI Immersion Academy workshop for the 2023-24 school year. Pretty good turnout of about 25 to 30 parents. Many of them stayed afterwards to ask some questions. So I just want to thank our DLI staff for sticking around afterwards for that. February 1st, the very next day, I was here for the LCAP advisory meeting, which I was briefly able to attend. February 8th, many of us were at the Orange County Music and Arts Administrators Award Ceremony. I think the thing that it reminded me of being at the ceremony was that as a board, we approve a lot of these policies and programs, but it really takes our staff to have that fidelity and the dedication to implement those programs. Otherwise, they're just something on the shelf. So I do want to thank all of our teachers and our staff and cabinet for implementing those different programs for us, executing those programs. February 11th, I was also able to attend the 4th District PTA Reflections Art Gallery, so I did see a few familiar names on some of the art pieces as well. So AESD, as always, was well represented in film video production, art, photography. So again, a variety of different ways that our students were able to express their artistic abilities and talents, which I always admire because I feel like I lack a lot of those. So I appreciate it. February 13th, I was able to attend a meeting at Ponderosa Community Center for Madres en Acción. They had a meeting to discuss their community garden and a variety of other issues of interest for them. And then February 14th, James Gwynn Elementary held a dessert with a loved one, which I was not able to attend, but the reason I mention it is because we did receive some generous donations from Golden Corral provided to the school site. So I appreciate that. I want to give thanks to Dr. Grace and her team for helping to make that a success, to provide for our families that were there. So thank you, Dr. Grace. And then earlier this morning, I was able to briefly attend a DLI in-person and virtual hybrid meeting that was held here at the district office. It appeared to have a high turnout from what I could gather from the camera and the individuals who are tuning in online. And I just want to close my remarks by acknowledging our National School Counseling Week, which was last week, February 6th to 10th. Thank all of our school counselors for their work, not just last week, but every week, and maybe even some weekends too, where they're always going above and beyond to meet those social emotional needs for our students and our scholars. So with that, I will conclude my remarks. Thank you.
All right. First, I want to apologize to our cabinet and our board that I couldn't make last week's event. Y'all know I work evenings now in Los Angeles. I teach in Los Angeles, so it really broke my heart I couldn't be there. But thank you for sending me the photo, Dr. Downing. I was cheering you on from Los Angeles. And thank you so much to the Orange County Music and Arts Administrators for this 2023 Orange County Music and Arts Award. As an individual board member, I will always support the music and arts, and I know my colleagues will as well. It is so vital in education, and I know, school districts throughout the nation are, that usually that's the first thing to go, right? But we know that as board members that it is so vital with regards to the academic careers of the whole child. So thank you so much to the Orange County Department of Education for this award. I also attended the Orange County Black History Month Parade and Festival. It's so awesome for it to be back in Orange County, particularly in Anaheim. It was so great to be in the actual parade, driving the golf cart again with the president. I hope I did okay, Madam President, this year. Yeah, okay. And really, with regards to the festival, after the parade, I did go to various booths just to see what they were selling, what they were promoting, and yeah, I love to see a celebration of Black their histories displayed. But what really stuck out to me the most were a lot of the resource booths on mental and physical health, and it was just so great to see Orange County together, really caring about their communities and sharing resources for families. So great event. Please come next year. Also, I attended the ELOP meeting with State Senator Josh Newman, along with our president. And again, Dr. Moreno did a great job in presenting him and his staff about the amazing work that we're doing throughout the Expanded Learning Opportunities Program. And last but not least, I know yesterday was Valentine's Day, so I do want to speak a little bit about love. Right after this board meeting, I actually attended an event that was sponsored by the Center to Close the Opportunity Gap at Cal State Long Beach, my alma mater. And there was a presentation by Dr. Shareem Hannigan Martinez entitled Pedagogies of Love, a Practice for Healing with Students and Communities. I thought it was an amazing presentation focusing on what she calls compa love as a framework that enables us to practice love as an intervention to trauma within the context of urban schools. And a lot of her research was pre-pandemic, right? And I know that we're doing a lot of work with our whole child and trauma, and I just highly recommend that you read her work, that we read her works, because it's doing amazing things in urban communities throughout the United States. And that's all I have to report. Thank you very much.
All right. A lot of what I'm going to report on has already been said, so thank you all for stealing my thunder. I too attended the Orange County Music and Arts Awards, and it was fantastic. I've never in my whole life ever had a standing ovation, so it was awesome. It was positive, it was exciting, and then of course I got super ghetto and just had to yell out at the top of my lungs, Anaheim, in front of this nice room with everybody dressed up nice. But it was cool. I was able to keep my composure, it was just fun. It was a fun, festive night for all of us. And of course, it's always great as an educator to be there, as a trustee to be there, to see your colleagues from other districts, and to just really, in a lot of ways, just throw down your art your art, credit, and talk about it and how much we're doing and what we're doing here in the amazing Anaheim Elementary School District. So I left that night very, very proud. This past Saturday, I had 2 events that I was able to attend. I started the day off by joining Dr. Grace and just crashing in for a little bit of the lead program that they have here. And it was cool to see all of our future administrators there. I was having flashbacks to the program that myself and Dr. McCullis participated in a few years ago back in the Anaheim Union High School District. And it was great because the topic of conversation was administrators and their relationships with the board. They said all these nice things when I was there, and then I'm sure as I dipped, they were like, okay, real talk, which was fine. But no, I do appreciate that professor that was there. I believe she's from Cal State Fullerton, Dr. Nancy Winters. And she was great. No, well, not for the Anaheim Elementary. It's through Maribel, right? So it was a great, and the dynamics and the conversations that took place were awesome. And it's really, really, really good stuff that was taking place there. So afterwards, I headed over to the PTA District 4 Awards show for the reflections, and that was awesome. Great event, lots of talent. I too, like my colleague here, Mr. Lopez, have no artistic ability at all. Or did you say that? Okay, I don't know. I'm sorry. That's what I interpreted as, and I have seen him draw before, so and heard him try and sing karaoke. But no, it was a great event, and to just see the what our students in the Anaheim Elementary are able to do and produce was just fantastic. And of course, speaking of PTA, I went ahead and I joined 4 more. So I am now a part of Starred's PTA, Revere, Westmont, and Loera. So I am at 14 or 15 right now. I will be a member of all of our PTAs by the end of the school year. I will. I said it here first. Have a great day, everyone. That concludes my report.
Okay. Well, lucky for all of you, a lot of this has already been reported on. So I'll be able to move through this a lot faster because it's like 4 pages. So don't panic. I'm going to zip right through it. I neglected the last time, so I want to give a shout out to Rosemary and Nora at Price. They were the ladies, the lovely ladies that were doing breakfast in the morning and putting out the snacks and things. And so I was there early and I got a chance to talk to them. And I just really appreciate those that show up for us and just have a sweet spirit and a smile for everybody. And so, yay, Rosemary and Nora. And while I was there, I visited the Scratch Club with Ms. Delgado, and it was at Price. Students worked on their computer programming skills, kindergarten through 2nd, and it was pretty fun to watch. I mean, it was early. It was like 7 in the morning. It was really early, but it was a lot of fun. And the kids just, it amazes me what they can do. Then I ran over and caught the last part of the Telemundo, where they were interviewing Brittany, Miss Acevedo, for which she was here tonight. We were talking about her co-authoring the book. And she is an Anaheim native and a former AESD student from Thomas Jefferson, correct? That's what I read in her bio. So that was fun, just they were interviewing her. Thank you, Wendy Dolan, for inviting me to the EDI data launch. Linda Duran gave a presentation, and there's a lot of, the EDI data has been circulating a lot. Even today, I attended a Zoom between CSBA and First 5, and then I had a First 5 meeting earlier, and all of the EDI data, is coming up. And I think there's 25 different school districts that participate in this early childhood development data that's really instrumental in guiding, funding, and resources. So, and we have great Zoom meetings here. I love to hop in on those. Mr. Lopez already reported on the showcase at Roosevelt, so I'll just say what he said. It was great, and I really enjoyed it. I also had the opportunity with Dr. Grace and Dr. Moreno, to have a district meeting with, and you might have to help me, Dr. Grace, Government Relations Representative Kelly Latterman. Is she from KinderCare? And we had a really wonderful discussion The other gentleman that was there, I'll put you on the spot, that's okay. It was a great discussion. It was about our district, our ELOP program, and areas of advocacy, which I always love to have those discussions because we get to talk about our district, and Dr. Moreno and Dr. Grace were great at facilitating this discussion, and I got to be a part of it, and I really enjoyed that, and I hope that we get to have more of those conversations with other government relations representatives for advocacy for our school district. Then I rushed over back to Price for the assemblies for Miss Acevedo, where the kids actually got the books and she read, and that was just really exciting. Also with Dr. Megalis, as he mentioned, the Barton visit, Senator Newman was there and got to see the ELOP program and a class. And one of the remarks he made to me was that we should be very, very proud because he was absolutely amazed at what was going on in our programs in our district, and particularly in the ELOP. And I believe he heads up some educational committee, is part of his interest in visiting the program. So it was an honor, and I was really happy that he was so appreciative and so positive about what he saw. A fun thing I got to do was I just got to go the first day over at Key for the Parenting Partners training, as Mr. Sanchez reported on earlier. There was, I think, about 30 parents and 30 faces that were being trained and certified to go back to the schools and have classes on how to support your child at home, parenting tips, positive discipline. And there was a Cortina's lunch. It was a lot of fun. And one of the parents, it just touched my heart because she said that she was so excited to come to this training that she'd gotten up at 4 in the morning. So, and that to me, that shows the kind of dedication and passion that was in that room. For everybody getting trained, the facilitators were great. So I'd just like to say I really appreciate that. It was a 2-day program, and I couldn't go the second day, but certificates, they got certificates. So, okay. Along with that, another PTA meeting, council meeting, which were great. Always lots going on. On a Saturday, I attended the ELOP Speech Tournament Awards at Orange Coast College. We had Ponderosa and Sunkist. It was the semifinals. We had Ponderosa and Sunkist students. I believe there was 3. 2 had to leave, and Martine stayed and got his medal, which was really exciting. And these kids work hard. They work really hard. So this was the semifinals. Stay tuned. I did also attend the DLI information meeting at the district with Mr. Lopez, and I'll just say, yes, it was well attended, and thank you, Magali Rodriguez, Sung Yong Kim, and Lizette Sanchez for doing a great presentation that evening. I attended the soccer game at Franklin, and it was against Jefferson, which are both my district schools, so I sat dead center on the center line and was very careful about cheering. But they both did great. There's a lot of talent on the soccer field, I tell you, and it's very, very competitive. Okay, 1 second. I'll mention through first 5, but it kind of ties in with this. I did a site visit at the Children and Families Health Center in Tustin, and I was amazed. It's kind of a clinic atmosphere, but it's like one-stop shopping. If you go in, you take your child in, but you also need some emotional or mental health services. Fine, we got them. You need dental. Fine, we got them. It was just a fabulous facility, and I hope to see more of those in the area. Black History Parade, and yes, Dr. Megalis drove. I braved the golf cart again, and I will say Halloween Parade was Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, but this was more like It's a Small World. It was very smooth. Yeah, it was very smooth, and we just glided down the street, so he didn't toss me even once. Next time. Yeah, there's always the next time. But it was a lot of fun, and the parade was great, and afterwards I was in, believe it or not, the grocery store, and a woman approached me and said, were you on the school board? Weren't you there in the parade on the school board? And I said, yes, I was. And she said, your band, your marching band was absolutely phenomenal. They sounded so good. And she was actually from a group that was an alumni, like a sorority kind of thing. They were older, remember? And as we were coming and making a U-turn, kind of coming around, they actually ended up right across from us, and they were doing their, I think she called it their slide or their glide to Baby Shark. She goes, we never thought we'd dance to Baby Shark, but that was just too good. And they were gliding down the street to Baby Shark. So it was really cute. But those moments like that really mean a lot to me, when somebody will stop you in the grocery store and just say, man, you guys sounded great. So getting there. The ELOP Speech Final Awards were at Santiago Canyon College. After that, I rushed over there. And I'll just say Stoddard received 4th place in the small school division. Barton took 5th place in the large school division. 5 scholars from Stoddard, whereas Madison and Barton placed 1st in their event. A Franklin scholar came in 2nd, and 5 students from Juarez, Franklin, Barton, and Ponderosa placed in 3rd. 30 other students placed in the 4th through 8th place in their respective speech categories. And we are AESD proud. It was amazing, and the awards they were just so much fun. And Yadira made me a gift bag too, so it was fun. I got to judge in the 1st annual Ben Franklin Invention Convention at Franklin. Congratulations, Mrs. Davert, it was their first one, put together very well, and I saw stuff that amazed me. It was great. And then I was treated to lunch with the teachers and staff after, and we had a nice discussion and a lot of fun. And those are fun times too, to get to kind of let down and just, have lunch with the staff or the teachers. It was great. And again, thank you. I was so honored to share the OCMA award with my colleagues and board members. We did miss you, Dr. McGallis, but we felt you in spirit. So, 8 years we've been working on this program, and it was, as Mr. Rella said, the standing ovation, it just shocked me. It was really great. We enjoyed it, and I'm still passionate about the music and the arts, and it was wonderful to receive this recognition and for all of us to share it. Okay. Also, the Reflections Gallery, 4th District, the special open house showcasing the reflection entries that advanced from the council PTAs across Orange County. And let's see. I'm almost done. Let me see. I don't want to forget anybody. I think that was pretty much it. I will say that tournament, the speech tournament, consisted of 39 schools with just under 450 students across Orange County competing. And I believe we had a total of 40 scholars that participated. That's pretty big news. So, and then today, I was lucky to be fortunate to be able to go along and surprise our Gwen Faces, Griselda Sacedo, for her award in the category of top 10 employees of Orange County Schools, and our Teacher of the Year, Mona Harkey, for 2nd grade at Marshall, and Erin Lee at Anaheim Elementary Online Academy. And it's a lot of fun to be able to go and do that. And if I forgot anything, I'll just pick it up. That's it. So that's enough, right? It's been a busy month. So anyways, now we're going to move on to future agenda items. Are there any board members?
I have 2 items I would
Okay.
like to present. The first one would be under, I think it'd be important to have a community schools update at some point, similar to our DLI program. It's a high priority for us. Our community schools grant funding, participation, involvement, I think is important. So if we could have maybe at the next meeting or the following meeting, an update on our attendance, participation, involvement, composition, issues that have been addressed, funding that's been allocated already from our grants, how we put that to good use, and then just grant status for our future grants. That would be the first item. Secondly, I don't know if this needs to be an item, but I would like us to look at our RFP process moving forward for certain contracts that we have, in particular just our food vendor contract, and how that's servicing our families. I just want to make sure we avoid any complacency from any of our vendors. I know that we hold them to high standards. I want to continue with that. And also, so as not to deter any other vendors from applying, because sometimes some contractors may get, and I just speak from my previous experience at the county, some vendors who have an advantage of the institutional knowledge of the district, it might deter other vendors from applying for bids that are out there. So I just want to look at the RFP process at some point. Thank you.
My agenda item I would like to have included is similar to Trustee Lopez's, except I kind of want to hit it from a different angle, and that's in regards to the community schools. I don't know if it would be enough time to get it on the March agenda. Maybe this would be more so for the April one. But the way I'm hearing it is it sounds like it's more or less kind of 2 grants. Is that correct? Or is it all just one lump sum grant that we have right now?
Right now we have 2, Revere and Ponderosa.
So we have 2 schools that are currently doing this, and it sounds like in the future that we're going to continue to progress down that road and embrace more community schools. So I would like to see a report more or less in regards to, similar to what my colleague Mr. Lopez was asking about in regards to Ponderosa and Paul Revere. But I do invite Faith Davern and the leadership from AEA in regards to what it is that you would like to see and what it is that what you are expecting in regards to this partnership and what it is that we can do together in regards to creating something. How will that be different from the current grant that we have and the current way it's rolled out over at Ponderosa and Paul Revere? What are going to be some of those major key differences? What are going to be some of those major key things that are missing at both of those school sites or are at both of those school sites that you want to see expanded and whatnot? And just start seeing more or less kind of a good comparison between the 2 different types of things, the ones that we currently have versus the ones that we want to see, you know, or less in the future. I think that'd be good for all of us, if that's possible.
Okay, our next regular board meeting is Wednesday, March 8th. And I will just mention before we go, our Sunkist family that experienced such a tragedy, one of our students and her stepfather lost their lives in a car accident. And I just wanted to say that we as a district feel deeply for this family, and they're in our thoughts and prayers. And so I just wanted to mention, keep them in your thoughts and prayers. And with that, I will adjourn our meeting at 8:44. Good night, everyone. Have a good rest of the week and a great weekend.